What is up, guys? Welcome back to another 5 Metas Every Pro Should Know series. This is episode number 18, and we're going to be in Argentina today. Shout out BirdPie for the recommendation. He left a comment on the previous video in which he wanted to go over more South American countries, so I thought Argentina would be a good place to start, just because it is the second largest country that we have covered in South America, and it is very confusing in terms of picking up points. I think it's very helpful to know how to region guess. And I have a few good tips in here today that can definitely help you do that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So we're going to start off in Argentina on the RN22 and the RN251. I'm sure a lot of you guys do know this, but there are obviously people that don't. On this 22 road west of Rio, Colorado, there is going to be a lot of poor quality sunset coverage. Whether or not maps will include this coverage is yet to be seen, especially on this 22 road. Like, you obviously can't see anything. I'm not sure why they kept this coverage even, but it's still there. So, yeah. Once you get to this turnoff, to go down to the 251, quality gets a little better. So, I mean, stuff like this could be included. And then as you move further down, yeah, you still get these blurs. Probably from, like, just morning moisture on the cam, stuff like that. And then in the middle here, it's older coverage than that, which I thought was a little weird, that they kept this, this really old coverage in the middle here, between my two plonks. And, yeah, they kept the sunrise coverage as you move further down, as you can see here. Sun's still rising. And, yeah, for some reason, they chose, interestingly, just this perfectly fine coverage in the middle, but then they pivoted more down to the same sunset coverage as you move further down to General Conesa. So, I don't know. Definitely something that you guys can look at as well. But basically, it's only going to be on this 22 road and the 251 road. Very recognizable just because, you know, it's very, very low light, and a lot of Google drivers will not be driving at this time. But I guess this one Google driver did decide to. So that's the first meta. If you do see sunrise coverage similar to that in Gen 3 in Argentina, then you should guess on this small portion of the 22, and then this north-south road of the 251 going down to General Conesa. Clara wants you to subscribe, so click that subscribe button now. And also, like the video. Thanks. Enjoy the video. All right, the next meta that we're going to be talking about is the RP43, and it's volcanic rocks just south of Antofagasta de la Sierra. So as you can see, you see these black volcanic rocks, and that's just because there's a lot of volcanic activity around here. So you will see a lot of lava rock stuff going on the hills along the sand. So you're going to get this very red, reddish, kind of salt flatty looking sands, I guess. Similar to stuff that you would get in this northern province of Jujuy and then, like, this area as well. But, you know, you'll just see lava rocks piled up. And you'll see these bushes occasionally, which do grow on the lava rocks. I'm not sure exactly what kind of bushes they are. I didn't do enough research into that. But, yeah, just lava rocks everywhere, especially, like, obviously very close to this volcano POI. And, yeah, even more here with these slight shrubs, and as you move further down, you'll get it still. And you can see it until you about hit this bend here, and you go over this river, which, I mean, doesn't really exist. It's kind of just labeled as a river, but it's not. You can still see it a little bit here, but yeah, it's definitely more prominent on this straightaway, and then going all the way up to Antofagasta de la Sierra. And then once you go down here, you know, it's just desert-looking stuff because you're too far away from the volcano to get that volcanic rock. So, if you do see a volcanic rock and you see this road, then you know exactly where to go on the RP43 just south of Antofagasta de la Sierra. Alright, if you know me, I do like to include a bit of a, you know, longer meta in there, as opposed to, like, some niche metas. So this one's actually really helpful for telling where you are within states. Sorry, not states, but cities within Argentina. So, a lot of cities in Argentina are going to have their own individual, like, different taxi companies that run, obviously, throughout. So, these are identifiable ones that you can use to help you. If you see a taxi, then you can memorize it and realize, oh, we're in this city. So we'll start off in Comodoro Rivadavia. So Comodoro Rivadavia is going to have this white taxi. I don't know if it's necessarily always going to be a Toyota, but from the two that I've seen, this is a Chevy actually, but I take it back. But yeah, just this all white facade with the, taxi thing on the top. And obviously you want to combine this with landscape. This looks quite south. Architecture does as well. And we can see the hill in the background that basically this entire city is kind of built on. So yeah, if you see this white taxi, then you know you're in Comodoro Rivadavia. And we do have a graphic for this that I will pull up, and we'll go over it after I go through all the taxis here. But I'll also leave that image in the JSON folder on the Google Drive. All right, San Carlos de Bariloche next. Here's a Bariloche taxi. Pretty good view of it, I'd say. We have this white bottom with the blue top. So that's how you recognize taxis there, I guess. And they're obviously going to have that taxi sign on the top of their cars. But white bottom, blue top, pretty much exclusive to San Carlos de Bariloche from what I've seen in me looking through all of these cities. Interesting color as well, but yeah, kind of fits being right on this lagoon or river. So yeah, very cool. All right, next we've got Neuquén taxis. So Neuquén taxis are going to be all this orange color, orangish yellow, I guess. More so yellow. I guess it just looked orange in the sun. But yeah, just these full yellow taxis. Radio taxi sign on the top is going to be in Neuquén. So if you see one of these, obviously combine it with landscape. As always, look around for more info. But yeah, this is, of course, very helpful for identifying Neuquén. All right, next we're going to hit a 2-for-1 here. La Plata taxis are going to have, this green stripe on it with the full white facade. So this green stripe plus the white, plus, obviously got to look for the taxi signs on the top. But yeah, here's a really good view of it. Just 4 taxis lined up, but you should have this green stripe plus the white overall facade. And then in BA, we do have different style of taxis actually from the ones that are in La Plata, in which we have this black bottom with the yellow top. So you can kind of see this one here as well. I'm not sure why the other one was a Ari. The one that I selected was not an Ari, or like a photosphere. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, black bottom, yellow top, like this, is pretty much going to be in BA. So definitely a very helpful one. All right, next we'll move to Rosario, home of Lionel Messi, of course, and we do have kind of similar taxis to the BA ones. Black bottom, yellow top. These are a little different in that, you guys can see the difference, really. But black bottom, yellow top, going to be, obviously, Rosario in this case. All right, next we move to Cordoba. And, just full yellow taxis here once again. Similar to the ones that we saw previously. But yeah, kind of different in a way. You can tell probably by the taxi brand. But, if you want to make a good map and just put all of these taxi locations in there, and just guess the city, I feel like that's also very helpful. I also saw these yellow ones. So I think they do have both. Or sorry, green. Yellow. They also have these green ones. So, 2 different varieties of taxis in Cordoba. But yeah, if you see these yellow ones or the green ones, I think the green ones are like more unique in that way. But yeah, if you see either of these, then you can guess Cordoba. All right, next we'll move on to San Luis. And San Luis has these full white taxis with these blue stripes on the side, double blue, maybe to match the Argentina flag, something like that. But yeah, white facade with the double blue stripes on the side is going to be a pretty simple one for San Luis. Alrighty, next we move on to Mendoza. So Mendoza is going to have these kind of like Ghana-style taxis, I would say, with black and yellow, like kind of patchwork stuff going on. And you're going to see this throughout the city, obviously. Black front door, yellow back door. It's quite an interesting shape quite interesting colors here. And yeah, quite recognizable as well, I would say. And, you know, this might want to be one of the easier ones to memorize in terms of taxis. All right, next we're moving just up the 40 to San Juan, rather. And then you're going to have these full white taxis with like sort of a yellow roof going on here. And yeah, you can see another one here. Slight yellow tint. So like this one's a little bit harder to see, but you can see the white body with the yellow top, which is quite useful for San Juan. All right, next we're heading up north, and Resistencia was an interesting one because the one that I saw on the Plunkett graphic did not have, I could not find any. Like, I searched for maybe 20 minutes in the city, couldn't find any. But I did see a lot of these with the green stripes with the green and purple checkerboard logo on the driver's side door. That was quite interesting. And yeah, I found those pretty much everywhere with the checkerboard logo. I think is pretty much what you're looking for. It must be all the same taxi company, I would assume. But yeah, I couldn't find the one that they were showing here, which is like this red and green striped one with the white in the middle. Could not find that one for the life of me. But I did see the checkerboard one a lot. So I would, you know, probably take this with a grain of salt, but I have seen the checkerboard one a lot around Resistencia. All right, next we move to Santiago del Estero. And yeah, kind of a similar one to the Resistencia one in a way. We do have this checkerboard thing lining the entire driver's side, and I'm sure it's on the other side of the cab as well. But we also have this green roof, which is quite distinct. Green roof plus this checkerboard pattern going along both sides of the car. On the top, above the door handle, is going to be Santiago del Estero. Alrighty, next we're heading to San Miguel de Tucumán. And San Miguel de Tucumán kind of has that, you know, normal, like, American-style taxi color with the yellow and black, like, checkerboard pattern. And that's wrapping all the way around the car, pretty much. Around the front, not on the trunk, I guess, but, like, along the hood as well. But it's going to be a full white facade in terms of the car. But yeah, we're going to have this checkerboard pattern. So, you see one of these, then you should guess San Miguel de Tucumán. All right, last two here. We're heading to Salta first, and Salta is going to have these bright red taxis with the black stripe going around. This one's very helpful, of course. Very recognizable as well. Not too many bright red cars out there nowadays, so if you see a bright red car, and yeah, in an Argentinian city, you know, and, you know, obviously, the stuff, everything matches, you know, it's probably good to be guessing Salta. All right, and then Jujuy last. We have the Jujuy taxi with the black, like, bottom, yellow top, as shown in this photo here. I could only find one of these. I mean, there's two in this photo, though, so I guess, you know, that's a 2-for-1 in a way. But yeah, if you see black bottom, yellow top, then you should guess San Salvador de Jujuy. And yeah, that pretty much concludes it. As you can see, I covered, I believe, 15 cities here. So yeah, these are very helpful in terms of memorizing taxis. I would say, especially in urban areas, if it's hard to differentiate urban Argentina and you see a taxi, it's good to know them. I mean, definitely helps you out as a player because you can just send out a quick plonk while somebody else is looking for info and, yeah, hopefully pick up some points there. So definitely download this, maybe make a map out of it and do some practice on it. But yeah, Argentinian taxis are very helpful, and I will also be leaving this image that I used in the Google Drive with the JSONs. All right, the next thing that we're going to be moving towards is La Rioja and Mendoza Latvian hook poles. So, you know, the Latvian hook poles, they do have, you know, hooks that are alternating on either side. And yeah, very similar to these poles, actually, as you can see. Here's another one. This is a very good example of a Latvian like style hook pole, but you can only get these in La Rioja and Mendoza province in Argentina. So yeah, if you see these poles, then you should guess one of those two provinces, essentially. They are, like, somewhat rare, I would say. And I wasn't able to find too many, like, clicking through it, but, like, you know, you can probably learn what roads that these poles are on as well. And hopefully make a great educated guess based off of that. But yeah, here are a few in Mendoza as well. This one only has two, but as you can see, they are alternating, and then yeah, this is a very clear shot right on the 40, just north of Mendoza. So Only La Rioja province and Mendoza province will have these alternating hook poles. Alrighty, and the last thing that we're going to move into is Cordoba provincial road signs. So, Cordoba on these green roads, not on the white roads, because those are like those stretch from province to province. But these green roads, which are provincial roads, are going to have these special road signs in Cordoba, where it's going to have the road number on the top and how far down that road you are in terms of kilometers. So, yeah, found a few examples here. 27 there. This is the 11. And yeah, they're pretty much found throughout. So, if you're playing a little moving game or something, you see one of these signs, then you should immediately look in Cordoba province, and it should be pretty easy to find the provincial roads. I mean, they're all pretty well labeled on the map, and yeah, definitely quite findable. So these can definitely help you improve your moving game. And also, if you get placed at a no-move spawn, then you know exactly where to scan off rip. Yo, guys, thank you guys for watching another 5 metas every pro should know video, episode number 18 in Argentina today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, of course, and I will see you guys next Sunday for another 5 metas every pro should know video. Peace.